What if I told you that the last time you ever had to sit across from a sweaty car salesman, nod along while he explains the extended warranty, and sign 17 pieces of paper just to drive home in a vehicle you'll be paying off until your kids go to college? What if that already happened? Like that era is already over. You just don't know it yet. Because Tesla is building something that doesn't just change how we get cars, it changes whether we even need them. And by the end of this video, you're either going to sell your car or at least feel very weird about owning one. Let's get into it. Here's a fun fact that will ruin your day. The average American car sits parked 95% of the time. 95%. You spent 30, 40, maybe $50,000 on something that spends its entire life doing absolutely nothing in a parking lot. It's like buying a chef and then only using them to make toast twice a day. On top of that, you've got insurance, maintenance, registration, gas, parking tickets, and the occasional moment where you reverse into a pole and spend the next 3 weeks pretending it wasn't your fault. Cars are expensive. Cars are stressful. Cars are honestly a terrible deal. And we've all just been going along with it because there was no other option until now. Tesla's robo-taxi, also called the Cybercab, is exactly what it sounds like. A fully autonomous, self-driving electric vehicle with no steering wheel, no pedals, and no driver. You pull out your phone, tap a button, and a car shows up, takes you where you need to go, drops you off, then goes and picks up the next person. No small talk, no weird air freshener, no one asking if you caught the game last night. Just you, your destination, and blessed silence. And here's where it gets really interesting. Because Tesla isn't just making a cool car, they're building an entire network, a fleet of autonomous vehicles that are always moving, always working, and always available. Think Uber, but the driver is an AI that never gets tired, never gets lost, and never gives you a 1-star rating for not talking enough. Let's talk money. Because this is where it gets genuinely wild. Elon Musk has said the Cybercab could cost as little as 20 cents per mile to operate. 20 cents. The average Uber ride right now costs around $2 to $3 per mile. A personal car, when you factor in everything, costs about 70 cents per mile. So we're talking about transportation that is cheaper than anything we've ever had before. Not a little cheaper. Like, embarrassingly cheaper. For the average American who spends around $10,000 a year on their car, switching to a robo-taxi network could cut that down to $2,000 or $3,000. That's thousands of dollars back in your pocket every single year. Money you could spend on literally anything else. A vacation, a new couch, more snacks for the couch. The possibilities are endless. Okay, this part isn't a joke. Americans die in car accidents at a genuinely horrifying rate. Over 40,000 people every year in the United States alone, and 94% of those crashes are caused by human error, distracted driving, drunk driving, tired driving, someone trying to change the song and rear-ending someone at a red light. Self-driving cars don't get distracted. They don't check their phone. They don't drive home after 3 beers convincing themselves they're fine. They have 360-degree cameras, radar, and a neural network processing everything in real time every single second. Studies estimate that widespread autonomous vehicles could reduce traffic deaths by up to 90%. Let that sink in for a second. 90%. That's not an incremental improvement. That's a civilization-level upgrade to human safety. All because we finally admitted that humans, God love us, are really bad at driving. And it's not just your life it saves, it's your time. The average American spends about 50 minutes a day commuting. That's over 300 hours a year. 13 full days. Just sitting there, hands on a wheel, going nowhere fun. With a robo-taxi, that commute becomes free time. You can work, you can sleep, you can watch couch tomato videos, which is honestly the best use of any time. Over a lifetime, we're talking about years of your life handed back to you. Years. Just because you stopped having to steer a metal box down a highway and could finally just sit back and relax. Which, if you're watching this channel, is kind of your whole thing anyway. And here's the part that really breaks people's brains a little. You might not need to own a car at all. Think about it. If a robo-taxi can show up in under 5 minutes, costs almost nothing per ride, and handles everything from school pickups to grocery runs to late-night taco runs, why would you own a car? No insurance, no maintenance, no registration, no oil changes, no panic when the check engine light comes on, No arguing about whose turn it is to fill up the tank. Just pure on-demand transportation whenever you need it, and zero responsibility when you don't. For most people in cities and suburbs, personal car ownership starts to look less like a necessity and more like a very expensive hobby. Cities themselves change too. All those parking lots? Gone. Turned into parks, housing, businesses. Traffic jams? Dramatically reduced because autonomous vehicles can coordinate with each other in ways humans never could. The entire physical landscape of our world starts to look different. All because of one little app and a car with no steering wheel. And now, my personal favorite part of this entire video, car dealerships. You know the experience. You walk onto the lot just to look, you make the mistake of making eye contact, and suddenly there's a guy in a polo shirt who will not leave your side for the next 3 hours. He's your best friend now. He wants to know about your family, your job, your budget. He disappears for 20 minutes to talk to his manager, comes back with a number that's somehow higher than the sticker price. There's a finance office, there are add-ons, there's a guy trying to sell you paint protection for $800. It is one of the most universally miserable consumer experiences in the history of modern civilization. And with the robo-taxi model, it just evaporates. You don't buy a car, you subscribe to transportation, no dealership, no salesman, no financing, no trade and negotiation. You open an app and you get a ride. It's the most satisfying thing I've ever typed. Here's the thing, though. This isn't just about convenience. It's about what happens when billions of people suddenly have access to cheap, safe, reliable transportation. People who couldn't afford cars before now have mobility. Rural communities get connected. Elderly people who can't drive anymore keep their independence. Disabled people who were dependent on others get freedom. Access to transportation is access to opportunity, to healthcare, to education, to jobs. And when you make that access cheap and universal, you change what's possible for billions of people. Tesla isn't just building a cool robot car. They're handing people back their time, their money, and in a very real sense, their lives. So, yeah, the roads are about to get a whole lot safer, a whole lot cheaper, and a whole lot less stressful. The car salesman era is ending. The parking lot era is ending. The white-knuckling it through rush hour era is ending. And in its place, you in the back of a Cybercab doing absolutely nothing, going exactly where you need to go for basically no money, which honestly sounds perfect. Smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to Couch Tomato, and drop a comment. Would you give up your car for a robo-taxi? Or are you way too attached to your vehicle to let go? No judgment, I get it. Cars are personal. But also the robot car is 20 cents a mile, so think about it. See you in the next one.